Hey YouTubers, just kind of a quick debunking video, honestly. Look guys, I've heard a lot of people talking about this on message boards and stuff, people in the community basically, and even some like really reputable, movie blogs and movie websites and all that talking about Saw Legacy and what we might be expecting from Saw Legacy here and there. I know there was kind of, I guess, maybe a little bit of confusion, at least. I have no way of really knowing this, but I'm just going to go off on a limb and say that this is not true. I don't think John Kramer is going to be alive in Saw Legacy. Now, we did get the kind of information that, yes, Tobin Bell will be coming back to reprise the role, but, I've heard a lot of people kind of speculating or even jokingly and also non-jokingly that there was going to be some kind of maybe a twin brother situation, or maybe somehow he faked his death, or that they were going to retcon it in one way or shape or form to kind of make him alive or something like that. And I just don't necessarily think any of that is even remotely true for what it's worth. It's just because, look, for the most part, what we've heard about this is it's not necessarily a reboot. They could have actually kind of come back and done a reboot. I feel like a lot of people might have been okay with that, but they chose to do this kind of soft reboot that takes place about 10 years after the events of the last film. And we're all just going to have to sit around and wait and see exactly how things pan out, or exactly how they're going to be using him in one way. But I really think that what they're going to be doing is just doing what they have done since basically the fourth film, and that's is using him in flashbacks. Now, the big problem I feel like they're going to have here is you need to figure out a good way to bring him back. And one of the problems they had with especially 4 and 5, but obviously Saw 7, Saw 3D, was they didn't necessarily know how to use him in a really good way. Obviously, a lot of people like Saw 6, and I feel like Saw 6, one of the reasons that's so good is because they really used him in a very fundamental way that brought almost the entirety of the story from Saw 4 and 5 together in a very, very cohesive manner, and that's why people really liked it. I mean, without Tobin Bell, I'm not necessarily sure what Saw is, so I'm really glad that he's coming back, but I really don't like it when fans and other people just kind of talk about what if they're going to bring him back, what if they're going to go, full Jason Lives on us and just kind of Frankenstein him together or something. There was a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation back in the day that one of the reasons he was killing people in certain ways was to kind of get enough parts to Frankenstein his body back together, and that's why when they were doing the autopsy, they took out his brain and all this stuff. It just makes very little sense. I mean, a lot of people want to put so much on this franchise for, I guess, being like any other horror franchise where they'll eventually figure out a way to bring back the main guy in a, so he's right there and he's a threat right here and now, and not necessarily kind of beyond the grave type of thing. And it's one of the things I really respect about this franchise, and I really hope they don't kind of muddy that water going into this particular film, because look, like I said, best films are with him, and it doesn't necessarily feel like a Saw franchise film without him. Same thing with Amanda, in my opinion, but I don't necessarily think she's going to be back in anyway. And one thing they really should do in this film is maybe if they're looking to do 9 and 10, 11, 12, any other type of movies into the future, then bring him back, kind of establish who this new guy is and why they're connected, if they are connected. I mean, that's just real speculation there. And then kind of phase him out, because at this point, when he's been dead for like 12 years, I think in the timeline, it's around 12 years now. He needs to not be this good at predicting everything and setting up people, or apprentices and helpers and stuff to continue this legacy. So if they're going to do that, they need to figure out a way to write him off, and I hope it's respectful, but I really don't hope that they're going to be bringing him back to life. I mean, obviously, I just really don't think that's going to happen, but like I said, I'm making this video because I've seen a lot of people talking about it in a lot of different ways, about like maybe he can come back, Frankenstein together, maybe they'll retcon, maybe they'll all do all this stuff. I personally don't think that any of that stuff is going to happen. I personally think that they're just going to give us some flashbacks, and hopefully some really powerful flashbacks that help explain not only what's going on in this film, but also kind of help explain certain things that were left really open at the end of Saw 3D. So anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Please make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, share this video out to all your friends, especially people who might be confused about why Tobin Bell's coming back after being dead for so long in the franchise. I'm going to catch y'all in the next Saw Legacy video. Bye.